4 people have died in Tripura and 2 in Manipur. In total, 6 have died because of flash floods and landslides triggered by the torrential rains that have wreaked havoc in parts of the northeast, particularly Assam, Tripura, Manipur and Mizoram. The situation is worse in Manipur. The entire Imphal Valley, which includes 40 of the state's 60 assembly constituencies, is under flood waters, resulting in large-scale displacement of people. The Imphal Valley, as well as the hill districts, was in the grip of flash floods and landslides. In Tripura, over 3,500 families have been rendered homeless. 2 people have died over the past 24 hours. In Assam, as many as 1,48,912 people have been affected in 222 villages. Ratnadeep joins us for more on this. Ratnadeep, in this situation, the numbers that we are getting out basically from the government sources, and it is perhaps impossible to get a real-time assessment of how many are displaced and how many have lost their lives. Even so, what is the latest that you're hearing?
It's very difficult to get a real-time assessment of how many are displaced or if there are more deaths, because even as we speak, in certain areas in all these 4 affected states, rescue and relief operations is going in a war footing. In fact, the NDRF has been pressed into service along with the state disaster response force of all these 4 states. Also, the police and the fire service, emergency services teams are at work, and in all the states, the Indian Army has been alerted so that in case situation goes more worse, then Army's help would also be sought. But what we know for sure is that overnight there have been a bit of weakening in terms of the rains. The rains are not that as heavy as it was in the last 2 days. But having said that, this does not give any happiness to the authorities, because there are more rains predicted, and that is a big reason of worry for the authorities, particularly those who are involved in relief and rescue operations, because heavy rainfalls across the northeast is predicted till the 16th of this month. And it's not only rainfall. What is happening is that along with heavy rains, there's a lot of incidents of mudslides, landslides in the hilly areas. So those are incidents are happening where people are losing life, getting injured, property is getting damaged, apart from inundation due to flash flood. The situation in Imphal, Manipur state capital, is grim. Almost 80% of the state capital is inundated, although water level in certain areas have receded. But what has happened in Manipur is that in the last 48 hours, there have been heavy rainfall in the hilly areas. So all those waters are coming downstream now into the Imphal Valley and inundating new areas. The state government has actually, closed down the schools and other government offices apart from emergency services. This is to ensure that people are, at home, and also it helps in terms of the relief and rescue operation. In the other states, in Mizoram, the situation is improving. In Assam, there's no fresh inundation apart from southern Assam, the 2 districts of Karimganj and Hailakandi. And this is exactly happening because water from the hills of Mizoram are coming downstream in those areas and inundating those areas. So that's the topography of the entire region. And in every flood this happens, and this is the first wave of flood. But what is worrying is that there are more rains predicted. So if there are more rains, that would mean that there would be more inundation and flash flood, and that might lead to more displacement of people across these 4 states. Amitoj.
Right. Thanks so much for that, Ratnadeep. One brief question for you, if you could answer it quickly. There have been 4 trains that have been cancelled, but they're all local?
Yes, that's right. In fact, all these 4 trains which have been cancelled are basically local trains which have been cancelled. Long-distance trains, as of now, have not got affected that much in terms of, there have been some delays though, but most of the long-distance trains in northeast basically originate from Guwahati and beyond in the Brahmaputra Valley. So in Assam, the areas which are affected are not on the main line which connects northeast to the rest of the country, and thankfully train operations are more or less smooth apart from the cancellation of the 4 local trains.